Did I ask you what you think about this conversation?
Not yet.
What do you think about it?
I see what you're saying. I think it's very important I separated from my family. I joined the military. I kind of left because my mom wanted to keep me at home.
Yeah.
I left. I struggled, but I found my way. And so I come from an Armenian family, and we kind of stick together, and we celebrate each other's birthdays, and we celebrate each other's kids. We celebrate food. You know, we get together, and I'm wondering. I see what you're saying is valid, but now I'm at a point where I see the spiritual battle,
Yeah.
and my mother does not hold any. She can't control me emotionally, and I see her struggle, and I see my father struggle too, and I'm patient with him. I love him, and I can manage the situation. I can manage myself and also their chaos when it comes out.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, and quality of life seems to be better here with me and my lady and the family because there's so much to do. You know, we network, we find ways to make money, we hustle, but then we have fun, you know. In Texas, her and I, we just have the dogs and it gets lonely. So I'm wondering, is it still okay to come back to the family and we do sacrifice for each other in a way, like our time, our energy for each other, for us to be better. And me seeing that spiritual battle and understanding it and being able to manage it, would it be wise? Would it be better for my lady and I to come back here and enjoy life with extended family, or do we keep ourselves segregated and miss out on all those parties, miss out on all those experiences? And not be able to share with. I'm going back and forth. I don't, you know, but I do see the importance of. For me, it was very important to leave.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my mom would have kept me a kid. She wanted to protect me, and she can't help herself. I get it, and I forgive her for that. But that's where I'm at with it.
That's a very, very good question too. And Sean want to respond to it, and Joel, and then I put my last 2 cents. Should he come back home to his folks, family, or stay out there and build a life?
I mean, how far away are you? Like,
Well, Dallas and then here.
and here? I mean, that's close enough where you can come back when you want to, not out of guilt. You don't have to be in the actual area because you might come back and I would say I would say to stay segregated, you know, and because you could come back and really mesh yourself with your whole extended family, and it could create a whole lot of problems for you. You know, you might think, oh, this is going to be great. I'll be going to these parties, and you might be thinking of all the good things, but you're not thinking of all the bad things that might come. So Dallas to LA is still close enough where you could come back when you want, only when you want to these parties and still socialize with them. But other than that, I would stay away. But
Yeah.
And it's not just the social events either. You know, I have younger cousins and who, when they are in trouble or they need something I can help with, I want to take on that responsibility of having their back in case something happens. So it's not just the good times, it's also the
Right.
bad times. And with sacrificing, doing that, you know, without expecting anything back from them,
Right.
but at least being a good example for my family, and I find value in that.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. You want?
I'd say that being that you're looking to have your own family, you're going to have enough to worry about with your own family. Like that's going to be your core responsibility. It's going to be plenty to be responsible for. So to be responsible for that, and also try to be responsible for your extended family, like you as a father, if you don't have kids already, but once you do, it will be for them and only for them. Once you start extending it, it's just going to be too much to handle. Like it's.
Thank you, brother.
Amazing.
When you have kids. I have kids. That was one of the other. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Joe. Oh, let me do Joe, and then I'll let you respond. I didn't even do the biblical question yet. Okay.
Maybe, this is just my opinion, if you've been so used to growing up being around family, being around people, it could be the reason why you feel lonely now, because you're not used to being alone, or away from your family. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you miss your family. It just could mean that you're just not used to being alone, and you feel like being around people again will make you feel better. It's just you're so used to attachment, possibly, in my opinion. But I do have another question, but I'll let you.
What's your question?
It's
Oh, okay.
well, it's about the same thing.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think it's, in your opinion, do you think it's wrong to miss people, like, miss seeing them or miss being around?
It's pure evil. And it has nothing to do with you. And the reason you keep wanting to come back is because of emotions. I feel lonely without them. I feel good to have fun when I come. I feel good, right? I want to be impressive for my nephews and nieces. It's all ego. And you're going to regret that. I'm not telling you not to do it. Do it if you want, but you will regret it because of all ego. Because once you get married, your mother is going to run that. And if she can't run it, she's going to talk to the other, especially the Armenian family. She's going to build an army against you. And then y'all going to split, meaning the family is going to be split. And those one that takes your side, not going to be your side either, really. But you're doing it out of ego, and you need to overcome that. Instead of running back for the few, you're not responsible for your nephews and nieces and cousins and all that. Their father and mother is responsible for them, not you. You're not your brother's keeper. And you're doing it to feel good. Oh, look at me. I'm a good example for my nephew and nieces. The devil got you twisted. You better be glad to be away so you can see that you're emotional. That loneliness is not you. That's the false nature in you. It's evil. And then they tell you, you got to go to some parties or go with the family, you feel so good. That's still Satan got you going back and forth, and you never growing into who you really are because you think you're the emotions. You're chasing feelings. And if you want to go, as Sean said, if you want to go, but not looking for anything. If you want to go visit once in a while. But in the long run, if you work on you and overcome those feelings, you're going to have a family, your own family, and they're going to love you because you love what's right. You're not into feelings. And your wife would love you because you're not into her, because you don't have those feelings for her either. And you're going to create a new generation because you're going to create a family made out of love and not out of feelings. That makes sense? So don't run away from those emotions. Run to them so you can overcome them. It's like a drug addict or anything. They run to things to make them feel better, and they never overcome it. Or they'll find something else to get into, and then they'll stop taking the drug, but they found another drug. Your mother's not going to like the fact that you put your wife first. And she ain't going to like it. And then your father too weak to stop her. You're going to have a mess on your hand. What do you think about that?
I think it's valid. What you're saying is, since the beginning, since I started watching you, it's all been proven to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those emotions are not you. They keep you in hell. It's not you. It's the nature of evil. So you don't want to run back for the feelings. And get out of your head, oh, I could take care of my nephews. I could be a good example. No, you can't. It's their responsibility, not yours. So get out of your head. If you're trying to start a family, you got to do it out there on your own. Because she's not going to be happy because she's going to see that your mother is controlling, and she's going to want to be first, right? Even before the kids, unfortunately. But she's definitely not going to like your mother because she's going to see how you, and then your mother not going to treat her well. Even if she pretend, oh, I love, no, she doesn't. So smoke on it, all right?
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome. And you mentioned something.
Well, actually, I'm from the future, and everything he's saying is true. That happened to me.
It did?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. That's how the devil set us up with emotions and family members. And the devil used mama to keep you from overcoming, really. So feel the loneliness, but don't call the loneliness you. It's not you. It's really not you. It's in your mind and emotions, but it's not you. Stop identifying with it. All right? Okay. Yes, sir.
I was just going to add that it's selfish to think that anyone needs you
Sure is.
as well.
It's ego thinking somebody, they don't need you. When in reality, you really need them for emotion support. They don't really need you. But you say, oh, I'm a good example for them. But you really say, I need them to make me feel good. You want to overcome that. All right? Okay. Good point, man.
Thank you.